39.
$3 a head. Concert tickets, $300 a head. And house prices seem to be front page news. We buy the latest gadget and immediately we've got our eye on an even later one. We'd like our kids to become doctors without it costing an arm and a leg. And how did a tank of gas come to cost more than our granddads got paid in a year? Plus, we're all trying to save for retirement and squeeze in a little holiday at the same time, especially now the dollar is up. Oh, no, it's down again. Meanwhile, everything seems to be on sale.
Anyway, that ad keeps on going on and on. It's the new Westpac ad. It's ad, social media and aeroplanes with Vaughn Davis at tgf.co.nz. Good morning to you, Vaughn.
Good morning, yeah. Oliver Driver voiceover, quirky animation, self-referential humour. It can only be a big bank trying to broaden its appeal.
Westpac.
Westpac. Westpac advertising industry junkies will know moved from Saatchi to Colenso. Gee, was it a year ago? Don't know. We talked about them a little while ago with the big red button impulse saver thing, which I really liked.
And they'd been running with the stick figure men drawing
the squiggles,
squiggle
yeah,
thing for a while.
They had the squiggles out of Saatchi's for a long time, and now they're sort of between campaigns. And the interesting thing about this ad, which I like, it's beautifully animated. Some really good animation in there. By a company called Assembly, who I did a bit of digging. Turned out they did the animation on those Pam's ads as well. You know, those Pam's ads with the two old guys, and let me tell you a story about the man with the sausage or whatever it was. You don't know the ads.
As long as it's not the Softly ad. I hate that one.
I don't know the Softly.
It's where they get off the aeroplane and everything's
yeah.
Why?
No, it's not, and the name of the airline is Fresh Air. Did you notice that? It's little details that make you retch. But no, this is interesting. But also the publicity around it, the agency sort of goes to great lengths to say, no, this is not it. Don't judge us by this ad. You know, the MD at Colenso are keen to point out this isn't what the agency's been working on. It's just the first step. And one of the account directors said the animation company did a great job in the 2 months they had available, as if to sort of apologise.
Well, it's obviously short term because it's focused on Christmas with the Christmas tree.
Yeah, there's a little Christmas tree in the end, but I mean the bulk of it can work. You know, it's sort of. You can cut it to 30 seconds and do all sorts of stuff with that animation. So, see what happens. Can't wait for the real ad. Quite like the not real ad.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next one blends social media and aeroplanes together.
Yeah, Qantas. I feel a bit of an outcast because I've not been party to the goading. There's sort of been a
nor have I.
Get your pitchfork and hunt down Qantas and stick them to the wall. Because they tried to give away a pair of pajamas and asked people to tweet about it.
So what did they? So they had a competition on Twitter.
Yeah, they did what 100 brands do every day. They said, "Hey, give us a tweet with your idea of what Qantas luxury is." So it's sort of promoting their first and business class offering. And the best one wins a pair of our first class pajamas.
And include the hashtag Qantas Luxury.
Yeah, include the and not surprisingly, a bunch of people said Qantas Luxury would be you guys not being on strike, or Qantas Luxury would be the airplanes actually arriving on time and all that sort of thing. And the media to listen to a lot of sort of online and offline media. It's been one of the greatest disasters in aviation history. Forget Erebus. This is
this is it.
This is actually serious.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's just someone made a bad call and they're dealing with it, and there's conversations going on online. I was looking at the sort of raw feed today. The great majority of negative stories are from sort of media, or negative tweets are from media and social media commentators, whatever they are, with the sort of the undercurrent. You should have come to me. If I'd been running this account, I would have done it better. But the real human being tweets are entries in the competition. That's still happening.
Yeah.
And the very occasional negative one. The sentiment's not all as negative as people have made out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Good on them.
So it's hype within hype within hype, kind of.
Yeah, it is. And if I hear the words media, fail, and social in the same three-word sentence, never again. It'll be too soon.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess at the beginning of the week we were struggling to know what we would be talking about in the world of aeroplanes.
Next minute. Yeah. Oh, I hate myself. This ruined my working day yesterday. I was for an hour and a half. Someone tweeted, I think it might have been a guy who works down there, maybe David McGregor, works down at the viaduct, said, OMG, helicopters just fallen out of the sky. So this is
And we can chuckle and everything because
No one got hurt.
No one was even remotely hurt.
No one even got an eye poked out. It was all fun and games from start to finish. I mean, you know, play the footage, if you will. So this was a helicopter assembling the telecom tree. And the real tragedy is sort of for poor old Telecom, because this is their next big happy joy
I
Christmas
saw the tweets earlier in the morning saying, "Hey, get down here, check it out.
come on down."
Yeah.
And this was their happy joy Christmas PR push on the back of the mixed results, I guess, that came out of the whole Back in Black Pink Fist campaign, which was their last sort of big foray. And down it comes.
And they'd organised TVNZ to do a live stream on the TVNZ
the thing
website
going up, and sure enough,
And we quickly found out that the live stream was also, it's kind of the back end feed that goes into the production
and that's how they
area.
talk. Yeah, are you getting this, Richard?
Yeah. So I saw a lot of it because I was unable to watch it myself, but I was getting the running commentary on Twitter from people saying, "Oh, now they're swearing and now they're doing,
Yeah, she needs to blow her nose. It's warts and all journalism, but it was interesting. And so the helicopter, I did a little bit of sort of background for you fellas. It's an aerospatial Squirrel. So it's one of the most popular helicopters in New Zealand. They're used for all sorts of things.
Yeah.
They've been in operation since about 1974. This one's obviously not that old.
They look pretty new, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice and polished.
Yeah, it was in perfectly good nick until it got a cable through the rotor.
Yeah, and by the looks of the TV3 footage from last night, there was a guy right below the helicopter that was tugging on a cable that was slack, and once it went taut,
it seemed to go through the disc.
It went through, and that's kind of what happened. I guess the Civil Aviation Authority will come out with their findings, but. He's lucky not for the helicopter to fall on top of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, a crash like this, I mean, what happened for the pilot, he basically fell, 15 feet, strapped into a seat inside a roll cage, so he's the least likely person to get injured in this whole thing.
Right.
Those fiendishly dangerous spinning rotor blades are a very long way from him, but they're very close to all those other people, and your fluoro vest is not going to save you.
Yeah, and there's already the memes popping out of this. I think there's... a picture of a child holding a toy running away from it, and like
the London riot stuff. Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. As well.
Some people were asking what the noise is at the end, and what the noise is the it's powered by a jet engine, this thing, and the jet engine spins at around 7,000 RPM, the turbine. Because of the way this helicopter works, it's not sort of bolted, if you like, to the rotor blade, so if it sort of blows a fan that turns the rotor blade, if you like. So when the rotor blade snaps and the transmission goes doolally, there's really nothing to stop that thing from spinning until it sort of runs out of gas or gets
And what sort of gas is it?
It'll be just jet fuel, so kerosene basically. The same stuff your Boeing
but
jets run on.
It's turning into vapour straight away.
Oh, you mean the stuff that's coming out?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Because you can
visually.
That's the sound of the venting. Yeah. So
no, that's the sound. That's the sound of that incredibly high speed turbine. When your computer fan gets a bit of dust on it and gets a bit noisy when it's out of balance?
Yeah.
Well, that's 7,000 RPM, and except it's a jet engine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what that noise is.
I just
go
assumed
from good scream to bad scream. That's what it is.
I just assumed it was the gas venting.
No.
But what would that have been?
Oh, just unburnt fuel, I guess. Maybe smoke from friction.
Are there any hydraulics involved?
Yeah, well, a lot of hydraulics in a helicopter, but it's most likely just smoke from friction and stuff where the jet engine's sort of tearing itself apart when the transmission sort of...
Any concern, though, that the tail broke off while it was still in the air?
Yeah.
So it was the whole thing went slightly off balance, and bam, that tail was gone.
Yeah, and so the moment that happens, the inclination of the helicopter is to start rotating in the opposite direction to the rotor.
Yeah.
But the instant reaction of the pilot would have been to bury his collective pitch lever, which is that handle that sits down next to the pilot's thing, to basically produce no lift off the rotor, so the torque disappears as well. So that's just instinct.
But see, my thought is, well, they don't build them like Iroquois, do they? I mean, the Iroquois, they were, say in Vietnam or something, they were shot up all
trees down and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean this is a well-proven helicopter, but you can't put cables through your rotor disc.
Okay, you just can't do that.
It's not advised. It's probably page 1 of the manual.
Don't put cable through rotors.
Don't put cables through the rotors.
And another funny funny, I suppose.
No one got hurt. Aviation accident's really funny when no one gets hurt. So this is Raglan. I fly in and out of Raglan, but slightly bumpy field. But Here we go. Ooh, okay, so this guy's in a Mooney, which is a sort of a hot ship. It's a retractable, high-powered retractable undercarriage 4-seat aircraft. And barreling down the runway, and the gear collapses. The gear just doesn't collapse. What sometimes happens, I think, is some people get a bit itchy on the trigger finger, and get that lever up a little bit before they should, and they either do it.
Do some people want to retract the gear as soon as possible because they think
they do because it looks good.
Because it looks good, they think it affects the look of the aircraft. When it's
So as you know. Because when you're on the ground, there's a spring-operated switch that stops the gear from retracting.
Yeah.
So if you're on a super smooth runway, technically, you could pull that gear lever up, and you could go down the runway, and the moment you rotate and take off, up it comes automatically.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what that guy did, but it's happened. In fact, the Air Force has had incidents like that in the past.
With what sized aircraft?
With I believe small jet aircraft and 2-engined turboprop aircraft. Yeah, it's happened. It's happened.
Yeah, but it didn't seem too damaged. Just the road.
Oh, a lot of damage, really. I mean, if you put a fast-moving prop into the dirt, yes, you damage the props. That's $7,000-8,000 for a new prop.
Yeah.
But you're also looking at an engine rebuild because the whole thing's bolted together. There's no disconnect between the prop and the engine. So $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
I love the way, just for the purposes of this news item, TV3 decided to put a camera with him up in his what do you call it?
His microlight.
His microlight.
Yeah.
just because
the guy, he's an interesting looking dude. I'm not judging, but because I'm a very handsome pilot. He's an interesting looking dude. Have a look on the video.
Yeah, check out this video once more up at tgf.co.nz. You can see everything we've just been talking about as well. Vaughn Davis also on Twitter. Thanks, Vaughn.
Thank you.